Welcome to Metro Vancouver Close-Up, your look at sustainability in Metro Vancouver. Today, a new construction waste bylaw, Langley Farm supports streams, and a traditional parade goes green. Across Metro Vancouver, about 2,500 single-family homes are demolished each year, with an average 50 tons of wood waste in each. Municipal bylaws that require demolition recycling are helping keep that wood available as a resource and build the green economy. The City of Richmond's bylaw is one of the latest. It's a reality of our growing region that when a new house is being built, it usually means that an old one has been torn down. And that creates a lot of waste.
Construction and demolition waste is the biggest portion of Metro Vancouver's waste stream. Currently, we estimate about 1.6 million tons is generated each year. 75% of it's recycled. However, that still amounts to approximately 400,000 tons going to disposal.
Metro Vancouver, which manages waste for the region, has been exploring several ways to chip away at wood waste, which represents at least half of all construction and demolition waste. One approach has been to support member municipalities at the permits and bylaws stage.
Metro Vancouver has come up with a model bylaw which talks about the recycling of the demolition waste. And Richmond is one of the leaders to follow that model bylaw. And so we have introduced a bylaw which says that if you are going to demolish a single-family dwelling, then you have to recycle 70% of the materials.
The bylaw is enabled by way of a refundable $2 a square foot fee based on the size of the home that's being torn down.
So once the building has been demolished, the demolition contractors will need to provide us weigh scale tickets so we can determine how much actually went to recycling facilities, how much was disposed. Under our bylaw, if they meet 70% recycling of all the materials, they will get 100% of their $2 per square foot fee back.
Almost all recycled wood is brought to construction recycling facilities, like this one in Coquitlam, where different materials are separated out.
Recycled wood is typically going to a pulp and paper mill or to a local cement kiln, and these large industrial facilities use it as fuel, alternative fuel source, to power their processes.
Alongside this bulk scale approach to diverting waste is research into diversified markets, including those related to home deconstruction, where wood and other building materials are carefully removed by hand. The reclaimed wood supports a green economy, as it can be used in millwork, finishes, and flooring.
I think it's a winning situation in terms of taking materials out of the landfill. In Richmond, we will be able to take about 40,000 tons out of the waste stream using this model bylaw each year. So I think it's a very significant reduction, and other cities have also adopted this approach, but I'm hopeful that all the cities will be taking this approach in the very near future.
1/5 of Metro Vancouver is farmland. It supports a food industry and nourishes people, but these 61,000 hectares are also valuable ecologically. Langley Township has recognized the business case for supporting both and is partnering in a program that rewards farmers to maintain eco-friendly areas on their land. Bertrand Creek is in the center of a significant Langley watershed. It's 11 kilometers long, starting near Aldergrove, hooking around to the west, and turning south and draining into Washington State in the U.S.
It's in pristine condition, and we essentially want to keep it there, so that's the reason that we've gotten ourselves associated with this Ecological Services Initiative.
The Ecological Services Initiative is a $120,000 pilot project funded by the Township of Langley.
Ecological services are those provided by the environment, such as clean air, clean water, biodiversity, wildlife habitat, fish habitat. Those are values that often are not traded in the marketplaces, but have value to the public.
In protecting Bertrand Creek, the Township of Langley has shown that the creek's natural services have value.
We've seen in the past how poor practices, whether it's through industry or through agriculture, has damaged our creeks and our rivers and really been a detriment to salmon spawning grounds and the species that live in those creeks.
Those are values that are often
Government to get involved and to help the farmers, because it's a benefit not just for the farm that lives next to the creek, but it's a benefit for everybody.
It's also a benefit for the inhabitants of the creek.
We chose Bertrand Creek because it has very unique species at risk. There's 2 fish that are identified under the Federal Species at Risk Act. That is the Nooksack dace and the Salish sucker.
One of the key ways to protect the stream and its species is to prevent cow manure from entering it.
Essentially, we are looking at a manure management plan. We're looking at potentially doing something different with where we house the cows. And then we're looking at some maintenance of the stream bed itself, because there's getting to be quite a bit of erosion.
The pilot project expects to see 10 farms adjacent to Bertrand Creek participate by the end of 2016.
Well, the creeks are really owned by everyone. They are important to the whole ecological system. So without us protecting it, working with the farmers, it may be that the farmers just can't afford to do it on their own. And we're asking them to take on quite a stewardship role.
These social benefits extend beyond this area, they extend throughout Metro Vancouver, even throughout the province, because I think all people are interested in these ecological values being maintained in the future.
Vaisakhi. It's a harvest celebration with a colorful parade. And this year, food was valued even more, with Vancouver's Khalsa Diwan Society setting up compost and recycling stations along the route. It's a great example of how community leaders are stepping up to help meet a regional goal of 80% waste diversion from landfill by 2020. On this Saturday afternoon in mid-April, a 6-kilometer route in South Vancouver is cleared of traffic and a colorful procession is underway, marking the creation of Khalsa in the Sikh calendar.
Happy Vaisakhi!
It's also a traditional harvest celebration, and that's why free food is handed out along the route. This year, the collection of the food waste was also a key part of the event.
People are really excited about recycling and becoming part of that sustainable movement. A lot of event organizers are realizing that, it's very important to have a sustainability plan.
The biggest challenge in waste management and recycling or any initiative is communication. How do you get the message out?
So they partnered with recycling professionals, a corporate sponsor, and many volunteers.
We have many stations all around the festival, and we have like you can see there in the back, it's super stations with big flags that say please recycle.
We really try to encourage the vendors to reduce the amount of food that they distribute, and also to go from styrofoam to compostable plate.
We're very thankful to the City of Vancouver. They've given it the civic event status to the Vaisakhi Parade, which helps make it appeal to everyone in the community.
Appeal it did. Organizers estimate 100,000 people attended.
In Sikhism, there's a lot about environmentalism, which goes back 500 years, and they talk about the air is like our guru, we can't live without it, and the water is like our father, and the earth is like our mother, and we should do the best to take care of it, and anything we could do to reduce our carbon footprint will be fantastic for society.
Dozens of bags of recyclable and compostable waste were collected and kept out of the landfill.
Now we are very strong here with the partnership that we have, and I couldn't be more excited to be here. So the weather is fantastic, the music beautiful, the clothes and everything, and now we have zero waste. Woo!
Thanks to everyone who shared their sustainability successes, and thanks to you for watching. To see more videos about how people in Metro Vancouver are advancing sustainability, check out our blog or just search Metro Vancouver Close Up. That's all for this month. I'm Dagmar Timmer. Thanks for watching.